Alright, here's my guide to programming the Uniden BC125AT scanner on PC. I find this to be a lot simpler and much faster than programming each channel individually on the scanner. So you'll want to go to this link up here, type it in, it'll open this page. You'll go down to PC Programming Software. You'll right click and save it to your PC. I already did that, so I saved it to a folder here on my desktop, BC125AT. You open that, you'll find the compressed folder, open it again, and then you'll have two. You'll have application setup or setup Windows installer package if you're doing it on a Windows. So double click on the Windows installer package, it will spin and then it will open shortly. Okay, now it's open. Now it'll guide you through the steps to install the program. Okay, pretty simple. If you've ever installed anything on your computer, pretty much this is easy. So I agree. Next, where do you want to put it? Blah, 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 all that stuff. I don't really need to show you this. People should understand this. And do you want to allow it to make changes? Yes. And it will run. Successfully installed. So you can click close. And then you can go find the program. So over here, I have Uniden. I want to open the program, and it will open like so. So that'll open and it'll show you that. So what you do next is take the scanner, turn the scanner on, wait for it to turn on. There you go, turns on. Now you will plug it into a USB port on your computer. And then it recognizes a device. But what most likely will happen is, since it's brand new, the program will not recognize the scanner. So you'll want to click on Tools, COM port Setting, and click Auto Detect. It will check and it will find it. COM port is detected. Then you can click OK and OK. And then what I'm going to do, because I already have channels programmed to save myself some time, I'm going to come up here, click Read from Scanner, and it's reading, and it'll pull in all my channels that I have programmed. So there we go. Here's all my Bank 1 channels. I do it so I separate different things. Like Bank 1 is, I have Prescott and Phoenix, and then Gateway, along with miscellaneous wildland channels. So those are all my commercial, whatnot. And then channel 2, I have all my military, all the Luke stuff, all the MOA stuff for up near Prescott and Baghdad. And then channel 3, I have Tucson and Davis-Monthan. And then channel 4, I just have sheriff dispatch channels for around here. So it's pretty simple. You can just say I go down to channel 23, double click and say I want to call this test. And hit enter and then put in a frequency. So 123.45. Enter. And then it's going to say okay, blah blah blah, whatnot. And then you can go to lockout. You want to change that to null. And then the channel will change colors. Now this channel is good to go. So the modulation is something you can set as of here. All these channels here, channel 19 through 22, all wildland channels for the helicopters and air tankers talking to the air command. What I did for these is I found all these with the close call feature, the close by scanning, which I'll show you guys here in a couple minutes. But the modulation for this is NFM, AM, or you can have auto, NFM, AM, or FM. Since I found these with close call and program them, it will set the modulation for the channels. You can set it once you know it. For most cases, it's going to be AM or FM. NFM, it depends. But what I usually do is I just leave it on auto. I found this online on Radio Reference, and it said this was the frequency, so I placed that in. So it will, you can select it as all the CTCS and DCS codes. If you look up the channel on Radio Reference or other website, it'll say if it has a code. If not, just leave it off. With lockout, you can lock out the channels permanently. So let's say if I'm going to be listening to only Prescott, like if I have on this channel, if I have all my Prescott or Phoenix channels, then I have Tucson. If I don't want it to try and scan those channels, I can permanently lock them out. When I write to the scanner, it will lock them out and they won't scan. You can also do lockout on the scanner. Kind of hard to see here, but there's a button right here, right above. It says lockout while you're scanning through the channels. If you press it, temporary lockout. Now the channel is locked out and it will not scan. Press it again, unlock. That I'll get into a little bit here in a minute when I talk more about the scanner. But for programming the channels, you can put all your channels in bank 1. You'll have 50, channel 1 through channel 50 you'll program, and then it'll automatically bump onto the next. I have mine just sorted because I have OCD and I like it to be nice and organized. You don't have to do that, but that's just my preference. So lockout, we talked about delay. Delay is how long if you're listening to the channel and a frequency's over, if you're in scan mode. So if I'm listening to Albuquerque Center talking to planes going overhead, they're talking, they finish the transmission, it'll hold on the channel for 2 seconds and then it'll begin scanning again. You can have bunch of different stuff. You can have all the way from 0 to 5 seconds and then -5, -10. I don't know what the use for that is. I usually leave it at 2. That's what I found has been nice. It doesn't, if I'm scanning near like the Air Force Base and I need to hear ground and then they're getting transferred right to tower, a 2-second delay is usually faster than the pilot switching. So it's nothing I've found a problem with. And then priority, you can mark channels in here to be priority channels. So if you're scanning and you're going to get at the same time, let's say you get a frequency, a beep or transmission on channel 1 for Albuquerque Center, and then I also get one on the Prescott ATIS. Or you can set priority. So if I'm scanning through the Phoenix channels, because I'm down in Phoenix, those are the only ones picking up. If I want to say put priority on tower, you can put a priority channel, and that way if there's 2 at the same time listening, it will always pick the priority channel to display. So that's pretty much how you program the channels. It's pretty simple. So, and then custom search is something that is nice. So if you're custom searching the bank, don't really mess with this. It's got the settings in for when it's searching on the different frequencies. I have found no reason to mess with it. Search option, you can permanently lock out frequencies. So if you get a channel around here, this is one of the channels that's used by the police department and whatnot, and it, for whatever reason, it's a Morse code channel. They're like never used anymore, but being up here, they use it, so I locked that out just because it brings interference. So, and then close call. Close call is very, very helpful. I leave mine in do not disturb mode. That way there's off, do not disturb, and priority. The difference is if it's off, it will not search for any other channels than channels you specifically have programmed. On do not disturb, it won't override it, but it will give you, I set my alert tone and alert light on. What that will do is it will flash the backlight and they will give you a beep when it's found a close call channel, and then you just press a button. It says press any button on the scanner and it will go towards the close call channel, which can be anything. If you're at Luke Air Force Base and you're listening and you don't have, say, operations program for the 62nd Fighter Squadron, if the pilot's talking to his ops and you don't have that program and it picks it up on the close call, it will immediately pick up that channel and you can go listen to that channel. So you can choose which bands you want a close call on: the VHF low, civil air, VHF high, military air, and then the UHF. So I leave mine in do not disturb. You can have priority. That way, if you're listening and it picks up a close call channel, it'll immediately change over to it. So bank settings is also something nice. So currently it has scanned bank 1 through 4. That's because I have channels programmed in bank 1 through 4. That way it'll scan those and it won't waste its time scanning through no channels in the other banks. So the custom search is something I'll show you on the scanner that you just leave as it is. And then service search is something that's very nice. It'll search what is known for the frequencies for the certain channels, so you can change what you like. I leave mine on for when I'm scanning at my house, usually I have it on police, fire emergency, civil air, and then military air. Those are the ones I use the most. So that's what I leave my service search on, and then miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is just some, obviously, miscellaneous settings. So backlight, I do on with key press. That way, whenever I press the key, the backlight will come on. You can just leave it always off. Always on will drain the battery a lot quicker. On with squelch, so when a transmission comes through, it'll flash it on. That's nice if it's very loud around, and then the light can get your attention. If a plane, like if you're at the Air Force Base and a jet's taking off and you can't hear the scanner but the light flashes, you can put it up to your ear and listen or whatnot, or plug headphones in. Contrast, you can change it depending on what looks best. I found 8 seems to be the best during the day in the sun and whatnot. Battery charge time, with the standard batteries that come, the rechargeable batteries, you'll want it on 14 hours. That all depends. If you change different batteries, you'll say what to do for each batteries. Key beep I have off because I just find that terribly annoying. Key lock I have that off because you can set the lock on the scanner itself, but I have no reason to lock the keys. Priority scan, I leave that as off. Weather alert priority, I don't listen to weather usually on the scanner, so I leave it off. Volume I have on 0 just because I don't have my antenna plugged in right now. Squelch is level 3. Squelch is something that I found to be very debated. Basically, it fine-tunes this signal to block out the interference on the channel. Most channels, you'll have level 2 or level 3 for squelch will be useful. Some people swear by going way up to the top, but you can lose certain transmissions depending, so I just leave it on level 3. That's my preference. So, say you've got everything, you got all your stuff done, you got all your channels. So, what you're going to do then is you're going to come up here next to the read from scanner, you're going to click write to scanner. It's going to come up, say all information in your scanner will be erased. It says that no matter what. So if you don't have anything in your scanner, don't worry about it. Click OK. It'll erase it. And then it'll change to programming scanner, and it'll program all your channels in. Or writing the scanner, whichever. And finish writing, complete. Go and click OK. Now it's all on your scanner. Everything's on your scanner. So what I like to do, you don't have to do this. I find it helpful. So you come up here and you come save as. So this will save your current setting file. So like I said earlier, I have a folder, BC125. I have mine saved already, but for this I will do test and then I will go save. And now it's saved. So what you can do, for example, if you want to, before plugging your scanner in, if you go and you find that file, so I have test, if I double click on the file to open it, it will open all the channels and show me everything. That way when I plug the scanner in, it's all ready to go. Background's obviously going to be blown out, but there's not a whole bunch I can do about that. So here's a scanner. It's pretty simple. I mean, you guys will have one so you can look at it. So headphone port, antenna, squelch, volume, and then selector. So you turn it on, you're on channel 1, you have a hold. I have this icon here because the close call feature is on. So what I will do next is I will take it, it's on, and if I want to scan, so it's going to scan through my channels. So I have bank 1 through 4 turned on to scan through the channels. If I only want to scan bank 1 and 2, you click 3, the number will disappear, and then you click the number, it disappears. So now it's only going to scan bank 1 and 2. And then you can click hold and it'll stop on a certain channel. So here I have channel 51 is Luke Tower, and then you turn it clockwise to go up, counterclockwise to scroll down. So that's the scan feature. Search feature is nice also. It'll search all the way through all the banks, and when it picks up one, it will stop in whatever your delay is on. So my delay was set at 2 seconds. It'll stop on the channel if it hears a transmission. And then service search, service scan is very nice too. So all the stuff here in orange, you need to use function. So if I click function, you'll see the little F pop up here, and then I hit the search button. Now it's checking like I had said earlier. So it's going to scan through the police channels. If I want to turn police off, now it's going to scan fire emergency, the different channels like we talked about. So now it's scanning only civil air. This is nice when you don't know a frequency for sure and you just want to see what's out there. So those are the ones I leave on. So then you can go back to hold. So if I want to go scan, hold, and I'm on I'm on north, ground north at Phoenix. If I want to lock this channel out, like I showed you, lock out, temporarily locked out. So when you turn the scanner off and back on, the channel will be unlocked. And then you can turn the beep on, you get function 7, key beep on. So I need to turn for volume, you press on the top, and then clockwise, the volume goes up. So I'll put my volume at 6. Now you can hear the beep. So if I want to go here and go priority, this is the priority scan. It will scan only the priority channels and whatnot. I'm going to turn off the beep because it'll drive me nuts. Okay, beep is off. So other one is function, and then press the power, set your backlight, contrast, charge time. You can set that on the scanner as well. And then function, hold is close call. So you have your close call mode. Like I said, it can do close call only as well. So it'll only do the close call. I do not disturb. The bands, you can turn them on and off, all the different bands. Alert, alert beep. I have the beep on and I leave the light on. So, and then scan hits. Scan hits is on, which I'll show you in a second what that really means. Set delay, search the CTC, SS, and DCS. They'll all also bring up our channels. You can review your lockouts. Review lockouts. Like I said, I have this channel locked out permanently, so it will not pick up that channel. And then exit. So if you go all the way back, so channel 1, and then turn it counterclockwise, you're in your close call hits. So when you scan it and you're scanning and you pick up a close call channel, until you turn the scanner off, it'll maintain those close call found signals in this bank here. You maintain up to 10 different channels. For the most part, that pretty much covers everything on the scanner. The last thing I will show you is up top, like I showed you earlier. Kind of hard to see. You have select, volume, and then the orange says squelch. So if you press the function key and then click down on the top, squelch level is 3. So for this certain channel right now, you can see that number in the upper left, upper right, 2.39, 2.4. That's the squelch code or the squelch level. So if you put it at 2, it's going to be a little fuzzy, but not bad. So I'll put it at 3. People say you should change it based on each channel. However, I leave it at 2 or 3 because most of the channels are going to be between 2 and 3. That way it's easiest. But for the most part, that's pretty much how the scanner works for everything. You've got your charge and remote port here on the side. And then, like I said earlier, you've got your headphone port on the top. The camera's sliding away from me. So I will turn it off real quick. And then here's something that is very important. If you take the back off, you've got your batteries if you choose the rechargeable ones. So I will pull those out real quick. If you decide to go with regular AA's, I always carry a set in case the batteries die on me. Right in here, there you go, you can see it. There's a little switch. It says Ni-MH and ALK for alkaline. So if you're using the rechargeable ones, it needs to be flipped to the right. If you're using the alkaline batteries, you need to click it to the left and such forth. That way the scanner will function based on what batteries it knows. So for the most part, that's pretty much everything for the Uniden scanner.